Hey, Santos Rolon Junior here, wonderful Stockton, California, making today a super fantastic, terrific, over the top day. This is probably my second or third video live here on YouTube. I'm doing some Spanish videos live. I set a goal for myself, something that I haven't done before, and I am actually doing and achieving that goal at least weekly. We're going to take a few minutes out here to talk about the mystery of setting goals and achieving. They could be personal, financial, or maybe some other type of goal that you are trying to achieve for yourself. I do hope and pray that wherever you find yourself today in the world, you are at your best and you are continually thinking about ways of serving others, your family members, and yourself, because every day is a gift and every day is another opportunity for us to make ourselves better, to be able to achieve more, right? We're going to be talking about goals over the next few minutes. I don't claim to be an expert in goals, but I've learned a few things and I'm going to share them with you live here. And again, my purpose for doing these live videos is to be able to interact with people. I want to be able to interact with those of you on the other side. You have questions, you have thoughts, you have opinions, you have comments. So that's basically what my goal is. No pun intended. That's what my goal is on these well, at least on this live video today. We're challenged as part of the YouTube community. First of all, I want to give my condolences to a couple of YouTubers that are kind of famous that have recently passed away. One passed away at the age of 46, I believe, this morning. The other passed away at the age of 26. I'm in the fitness. I'm involved a little bit in the bodybuilding industry. I keep tabs on it on YouTube. And if you know anything about the bodybuilding or the fitness industry, it is huge on Twitter, it is huge on Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube. Rich Piana passed away this morning. I don't follow a lot of his videos, but obviously he's big on the internet, so he's known. My condolences to his family, his friends, and colleagues. Dallas McCarver passed away several days ago. My condolences to his family, his friends, and colleagues. Two celebrities, if you will, on the YouTube scene. And speaking about goals, those two guys have achieved some very, very high level goals in their lives. So they're looked upon and they are considered to be kind of an icon now. And I know that they're going to be remembered throughout history. So we want to take a few minutes out and talk about the mystery of goals and setting goals and achieving goals. Why are goals so important for us today? Why have goals always been so important for us today? Well, I'm not an expert when it comes to goals, but I can share a few things, a few insights that I've learned and that I have to apply in my life personally every single day. Number one, if we want to do something, I made a video yesterday and I posted it on my YouTube channel, so if you want to take a look at that video. I wasn't really getting into the details of why or the mysteries of goals, but I did talk a little bit about being pissed off and setting a goal for $10,000 a month. Anyways, without goals, you're not going to get anywhere in life. And let me go back and rephrase that. You achieve goals in your life every single day, whether you realize it or not. By default, we are achieving goals every single day. There's all kinds of little goals that we're achieving every single day. By default, we're not even thinking about these goals. Putting our shoes on, picking out clothes and putting on clothes, doing certain rituals every single day as soon as you get out of bed. Those are all a form of default goals that you are achieving for your life. Now, the bigger aspect of setting goals and achieving them for greater purposes is usually due to the fact that we're sitting in a position in life and we may not like where we are today. We may not like the job. We may not like the income level that we have. We may not like our present attitude that we acknowledge in our own selves every single day. So goals are something of tremendous value. And again, if we don't know where we want to go in life, if we don't have any real idea, it's really hard to achieve anything great or to make progress or to create change. Generally, people that live by default, or I call it, there's another word, autopilot, like a robot. You ever see people sometimes, and people sometimes pass you by, they don't even acknowledge you. I see a lot of people sometimes walking around with their heads down, looking at the ground and just walking, almost as if they're looking for money. That's funny, I kind of do that once in a while. Because where else are you going to find money, right? You'll find it on the ground. But you know, the likelihood that you're going to become rich by walking around like that, looking at the ground, is very slim. You're not going to become rich that way, and you're probably not going to find, well, you may find a few dollars here and there. I remember a couple of weeks ago I found $5 next to Kentucky Fried Chicken, so that paid for my lunch that day. But and I found a lot more than that too on the ground. But anyways, this video is not about walking around and looking at the ground. This video is about the goals that you want to achieve, that you must achieve, that you must set and achieve in your life if you want to get somewhere. You're not happy where you're at. You're not happy financially. You're not. Let me say this: you can be happy. You don't have to be necessarily satisfied. So you set goals, right? You set a goal, and when we're not used to setting goals, when we're not used to writing, when we're not used to writing down goals, putting them on paper and kind of dissecting those goals a bit until we formulate some kind of a plan, right? Typically goals are written down. There's a date attached to those goals, and then there's a plan that has to take place in order to achieve those goals. And it's become such a challenge for all of us to do that. So most people result to living the autopilot syndrome life, or the, as I mentioned earlier, the default life, where most of the time you achieve goals, right? Little goals, unaware, and then you're achieving the goals that others set before you at work, following the laws of the land. Those are goals that work, right? If you just different things that we have to go through in order to get around town, or to be able to meet the needs of our home, or groceries or whatever. We're always doing something to achieve a goal somewhere. To live on a higher level, to live at a greater level in life, to be more satisfied, to be able, I talk about these 4 pillars. I talk about financial security. I talk about relationships, good relationships, happiness, inner joy, and making a difference. I call those the 4 pillars. And maybe someday I'll really get into expounding on that. But in order for us to be able to achieve those 4 pillars, we have to be setting goals. If we want to reach higher levels in our life, I set a goal the other day to reach $10,000 plus as a starting point a month within the next 1 to 6 months. Again, I've had a challenge because it is very mysterious to those of us that are not mentally prepared, or we haven't been mentally prepared to write goals, to set dates, and to brainstorm to figure out a plan to achieve those goals. Now, this ritual with goals is going to do something for you personally. I've heard it said, I've read it many places, that it's really not about achieving the goal. It's about the person. It's about the accomplishments from point A to point B. It's who you honestly become as you continue to strive for those goals. And we should have goals that actually push us, that cause us to really think, that cause us to study a little bit, to brainstorm, to get angry a bit. And there's nothing wrong with anger as long as you use it positively. And that's really, it's not about life hacks. It's not about the simplicity of setting goals and achieving. You know, I've come to the realization that people online need to hear the truth. People need setting goals, writing them down, or writing a goal down, setting it, brainstorming, setting a date, a plan, all of that whole process, it's not an easy process. You know, we always want to look for the easy way to do things, but honestly, there is no easy way. In order to create progress, there has to be an effort on our part. There has to be a discipline on our part. It's just not going to come, it's not really going to come naturally. To a certain degree it will. But all of these people that talk about the easy life, the easy way of finances, the easy job, the easy way of studying. Now, there are ways to cut the learning curve a little bit, but ultimately it is not going to be something easy, especially up front, especially when we have not been, I was never raised in a home where we sat down, where my parents sat down with me and taught me goal setting and goal planning and goal achieving. Even though it was happening to a certain degree, again, by default, I was never taught that. In fact, it hasn't been until probably within the last 1 to 2 years that I've been really focusing more on goals, because we have what we have today by choice. We are where we are today by choices that we've made a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month, 5 years, 10 years ago. And if we find ourselves in life today and we're not completely satisfied, if you are not completely satisfied of where you find yourself today, my friend, you're going to have to sit down and you're going to have to write some goals down for yourself. Thank you for viewing. You're going to have to sit down and you're going to have to write some goals for yourself. You're going to have to figure it out. You may need to talk to your family. You may need to talk to your spouse. You may need to talk to your friends. You may need to get a counselor. You may need to read books. You're definitely going to need to educate yourself when it comes to goals if you're not a person that is strong in that area of setting goals and achieving goals. Now, this is life. This is life. Anybody that comes to you and says that it's going to be easy is sitting there, is basically blatantly lying to you. I'm out to tell the truth here on my channel. Like I said the other day, I not only want to change my life and make progress, I want to change I want to help you on the other side change. I want to help you make progress. I want you to give yourself permission so that you can go forward with your plans, with your life, with what it is that you want to accomplish. That's living. That's making a difference. That's finding financial security. That's finding inner joy. You know, when you can get up every single day and you have goals, you've got goals that are fixated. They're in your mind. You see them. You create an atmosphere for yourself to be able to achieve goals. And again, it's not going to come easy in the beginning. It's impossible for someone to say, yeah, it's not. We got to be honest with ourselves. You know, I'm 50 years young, and I've gotten to where I am today by many decisions that I've made in the past, and by many goals that maybe I thought I set or others set for me, and here I am today. Now, I am happy. I'm going to say that. You can be extremely happy every single day. You don't have to be satisfied, because there's always room for improvement in room for improvement. Now, I talked about 2 goals that I set. Number 1, $10,000 a month plus. That's one of my goals. Think about what a financial goal could do for you. What could you do with $10,000? What if you were able to reach $10,000 or $15,000 a month within the next 6 months? Starting today, within the next 6 months. What would that kind of money, what would that kind of income do for you? I know it'll help you get out of debt. You know, and it's not about the car. It's not about a bigger house and the mortgage. It's not about the finer clothes. It's more about giving to charity, helping out your family, and taking care of yourself, working yourself out of debt. I tell you, that's what really brings self-gratification. All the other things can come, you know, the car, maybe moving into a nicer place, or having a few other things. Those can come later on too. But that's not the primary reason for setting goals. But again, we're talking about finances right now. I also set a goal to be on YouTube, to be able to interact with people live at least once or twice a week. This is a challenge for me, and it is a goal that I've been meeting at least for the last 2 weeks now. Was it easy for me to get started? Heck no. I can create a video, I can record a video. That comes easy to me, and I do that out of inspiration. Live videos is more or less in the same manner, but it's a little bit different because I'm speaking to a live audience. And it is a goal of mine as a Victory Living coach to be able to sit one-on-one in person with people and to do micro speeches live in front of a large audience. I'm challenging myself to that day where I stand in front of a large audience and I share a message of encouragement, motivation, or whatever it is that I bring at that point. So I'm not going to keep this video any longer here, but I want to say this again. You got to challenge yourself, my friend. You have to push yourself. You got to have some goals, 1 or 2 or 3 goals, and it's all about a mental process, because again, most of us don't start out in life, right? In school, they don't teach us. I don't know, maybe they do now. They didn't teach me how to set goals. When I was 18, I went straight into the military, and I had goals set for me every single day by my superiors. When I got out in 1993, I served 8 years in the military. When I got out in 93, I was like a basket case, man. I'm like, I didn't hold on to a lot of things because of the fact of my upbringing, because I did have a very traumatic upbringing. That's another story on another video. So we got to prepare ourselves. We got to be willing to do our homework. I say this often in my videos. Life isn't meant to be easy. It's meant to be enjoyable after you've done your homework. Really. It's meant to be enjoyable after you've done your homework. So the mystery of setting a goal and achieving a goal is not difficult, but it's going to take some effort. It's going to take some study. It's going to take some time, my friend. And if you want more, if you're not completely satisfied, though you may be happy where you are, if you're not completely satisfied, you're going to have to look at sources that are going to help you think about where you want to be and what it is that you want to do and achieve in your life. From this point forward, from today forward, there's no time for procrastinating. I mentioned this earlier. 2 icons in the bodybuilding industry recently passed away here on YouTube. You can look up their names: Rich Piana, Dallas McCarver. I follow fitness, so I'm kind of part of this world on YouTube. And it is very, very challenging when you know that tomorrow's not promised. And today is given to you and I as a gift so that we can make ourselves better, so that we can improve the lives of other people, so that we can make a difference in this world, if that indeed is what it is that you want to do. So, Santos Junior, a.k.a. Soldier of Self-Mastery, VL Coach, which stands for Victory Living Coach, here in Stockton, California. I'm going to end my video here. I want to thank you. I see that there's been some viewers here, or at least one viewer. And it doesn't matter. I'm going to continue to do these videos at least once a week. I hope to get some more interaction with people. But more importantly, I hope and I am determined to make this Soldiers of Self-Mastery a channel where people can come to and get something very powerful out of these micro speeches that they can apply, that they can run with, and become their very best every single day. I'm not going to be satisfied until I see that happening. So, with that said, continue to make every single day a super fantastic, terrific, over the top day, daily, in spite of and because of. Comment, subscribe, like, and share. If something in this video has touched your heart, comment. Let me know what it was. And again, share this micro speech with somebody. Who knows who it may impact around the world. So, with that said, peace, my friend. I'll see you live on my next one.